and that at the moment we have 12.6 million learners. That is in junior, or that is in primary, junior, and secondary school right now. 12.6. If you do your mathematics, the ratio right now is 1 to 29, because you just divide 12.6 million divided by 434,000 teachers employed by the government of Kenya. So you get 1 to 29. The global UNESCO recommended student-teacher ratio is for every one teacher for senior school, or rather secondary school, is 1 to 35. For primary school, or what we are calling now comprehensive school, it is 1 to 25. So from the government perspective, we are doing well. And we are looking at 2027, and we are saying by 2027, in the next 2.5 years, the ratio will have come to 1 to every 25 learners. One teacher per 25 learners. So the state is very, very strong. However, I want to say that I was having a conversation last week in Elgeyo Marakwet County, and had a meeting with a few principals. And I made some observations at a school called Simotwa School, where we had a presidential function. And from the discussion, it is very clear there are issues which we need to discuss as a country. When we started the placement of students, we realized that there are gaps in secondary school. There are 9,750 secondary schools in Kenya. Of those 9,750, 5,000 schools, of those total number of schools, there's no learner who selected those schools. So over 1.2 million learners were expected to transit. None of these learners selected 5,000 of the secondary schools. So when I asked the principals what is the reason, we realized that more than 3,000 of these 9,000 schools have less than 150 students, meaning they are very small. So we are going to call upon all stakeholders. We have a national conversation on the sustainability of some of our schools. It's a conversation we are going to have so that we're able to optimize the utility of resources. So as we sit down in this summit, I wanted to jog your mind a little bit and tell you we have some work to do to ensure that we create the best possible learning environment for our learners. Allow me now to read my speech. I wish to start by extending my gratitude to Safaricom and M-Pesa Foundation for inviting me to this very important event. Indeed, it is a privilege to be among this distinguished assembly of great minds gathered here for a very worthy cause. Indeed, the stated theme of this assembly, which is reimagining education to be inclusive, resilient, and future-ready, is not and must not be a mere rhetoric. It is a strategic guiding star to the ideal pillars of our education system. It is a service of notice of the need to disrupt the status quo of our education system. It is an appeal to our boundless capacity to innovate solutions to fix that which is not working or that can be done better. It is the toll of the bell of declaring that time is nigh for a radical transformation to align our education ecosystem to an unknown and a demanding future. The pace of change in today's world is extraordinary, spanning advancements in artificial intelligence and automation to climate change and shifting global economies. In such a fast-moving environment, education must do more than just prepare learners for a generic job market. It should and must empower. As stakeholders seated here this morning in the education sector, we are therefore invited to reflect on the following key questions. 1, are we preparing our children for the challenges of the past or for the opportunities of the future? 2, is our education system accessible, inclusive, fair, or is it perpetuating and entrenching inequalities? 3rd, do our schools have the capacity to withstand the crisis that we often see? As government, building on the foundations of a future-ready system, we are focusing on the competence-based education. We are now focusing on what competences our learners are. As a ministry, we have implemented policies and programs that focus on equity, relevance, and resilience. The rollout of competence-based curriculum, which emerged from competence-based education, is underway. These are modern participatory education designed to benefit over 10 million learners from pre-primary to junior. The competence-based education emphasizes skill development, learner autonomy, and value-based learning. It discourages rote learning and obsessions with examinations. As we can see, 844 had been really too much exam-oriented. But we are saying with CBE now, with competence-based education, every learner will be given an opportunity to display their talent, whether it's in sport, whether it's in social sciences, in whatever. It's no longer about only examinations. Although our brother here was saying the single most important grade in life, which is true, is the KCSE grade. It is true. But with CB now, because we all agree that KCSE grade, if by bad luck a learner gets sick on that day, they are doomed. They are condemned. So it may not be really, it is true, that is the single most important examination. But we want to move out now from that. Because you can be very good in examination.